Welcome back to Off the Boulevard. We have a great show for you guys today. My name's Becky.
And I'm David. And today we're going to start off with news with Becky and Nick. Then we'll go to Food Fight with Kate and Armand. And then we'll go to What's Poppin' with Matthew and Tamaya.
After that, we'll have Sports with Jake and Corey, Emma in the Halls, and Weather with Madison. We'll be back with the news right after this. Welcome back to Off the Boulevard. Here's your news update. Andre Ingham is no ordinary rookie in the NBA. Why? Because he's 32 years old and growing gray hair. Ingham was called up from NBA's G League to play for the Los Angeles Lakers in a game against the Houston Rockets. Ingham made the most of the opportunity and had a stellar game, finishing with 19 points. Before shining in his NBA debut, he spent 10 years in the G League and was a math tutor to earn extra money. In this one game with the Lakers, Ingham left with $13,000 and chance of MVP from the crowd.
On Wednesday, the Missouri House came forward with a legislative report claiming the Missouri governor, Eric Greitens, committed gruesome sexual misconduct with a woman. According to the New York Times, the 24-page report included shocking and extremely graphic details of several encounters between Greitens and his hairdresser. In the document, in March of 2015, Greitens invited his hairdresser to his personal home and exposed himself to her. The woman said she did not feel scared, but she felt that Greitens was not going to let her leave without engaging in sexual activity. The woman said Greitens coerced her into performing oral sex. Other instances included allegations from the woman that he beat and slapped her. Democrats and members of Greitens' own Republican Party are calling for him to resign. Republican representative of the Missouri House, Shamid Dogan, said, "It's extremely disturbing and disgusting behavior. I hope he does the right thing for Missouri and resigns." Greitens, who is a 44-year-old former Navy SEAL, has responded to the allegations by saying they are a political witch hunt. Whether or not these allegations are true, Greitens is scheduled to go to court next month in St. Louis defending himself against the same woman who claimed he took nude photos of her without her consent and then blackmailed her with the photos. He was arrested back in February of this year. Greitens says he looks forward to the day in court because it will prove his innocence.
Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, has had a very interesting week. In fact, he's faced nearly 600 questions during his 2 days of testifying in front of Congress. These questions all stemmed from concerns that a political consulting firm, Cambridge Analytica, improperly used data from close to 87 million users. Zuckerberg responded to most of these questions with reassurances that he will avoid similar mistakes in the future. Facebook said it has begun to make changes in regards to people taking control of their online information. Facebook is now promoting ways for people to download and review their data. However, this is just the beginning in a major social media data reform.
In major international news, according to news.com.australia, in Sydney, Australia yesterday, the serial luxury car killer was caught in the act on a local man's dashboard camera. The footage shows a woman walking by the vehicle and then giving the car a 10-centimeter scratch on the paint. The man who recorded this image was Evan Hassan-McCauley, and he took the footage to the local police, who identified the suspect as 53-year-old woman Jane Flanagan, who is also a high-ranking city planner in the community. They charged Flanagan with malicious damage to the vehicle and 4 other vehicles which had similar damage to them in the area. Flanagan told authorities she keyed the car because she thought it was parked illegally. The judge disagreed, and Flanagan was given a $1,250 fine. The victim, Evan Hassan-McCauley, was shocked because Flanagan was one of his neighbors and she didn't know him. The moral of the story was, he wants us all to take from this is get a dash cam, get cameras, whatever you have to do. Well, some people are just downright evil, Becky.
That's right, some people.
We'll be right back with Food Fight.
Going to do a debate on what we think is the best pizza in Lawrence. So I'll just get right to it. I personally think, I think wheel pizza is the best pizza in all of Lawrence. Unpopular opinion, I know sometimes, but I think wheel pizza is the best for many reasons. I feel like it's the most satisfactory after a night out. It's always warm. They get it directly from the oven. I think it's just extra cheesy, and I like the dough because it's really doughy. It's not too crispy, and I like it more doughy than I like it crispy.
Yeah, it's always a good place, but I think my favorite is the Slice of History, which is right by the Oriad, and although its location isn't the best, I still think that I think pizza-wise it's better than the Wheel. And obviously the Wheel is a little more accessible from if you're ever in that area. But I wish the Slice of History, more people knew about it, because I just know that I just really like it. And I feel like the ranch is better, and it's just makes me happy. And there's like $1 pizzas on Friday. But I know...
okay, yeah, I have to admit Slice of History does have better deals than Wheel Pizza.
Yeah.
And they do give a little bit more ranch.
And sometimes their pizza's a little fresher. I know, that's a hot take. But
it is. I don't
it's
know,
like a hot
I think
take out of
Wheel
the oven,
Pizza is
yeah.
always fresh. They're making it constantly throughout the night, and they're keeping it warm in those ovens, given like they only give the little cups of ranch. But I feel
Yeah.
like it's sufficient for one slice of pizza.
It's just a, you know, it's a big argument in the city of Lawrence because so many KU students like pizza, and it's not just students, it's faculty and everyone in the Lawrence area, just like our headmaster Cal, his favorite is Rudy's and Minsky's.
Yeah, he didn't agree with us on Wheel Pizza or a Slice of History. He believes Minsky's is the best overall pizza and Rudy's is the best slice.
So
which I haven't tried either of those.
We haven't, no.
No, so we definitely need to go out and try some more pizza, see if they are better.
We do. We have to see if Cal actually knows what he's talking about.
Do you think he knows what he's talking about?
That's good for another segment. But if you guys think Cal knows what he's talking about, then you guys can go on our Twitter poll where we're asking you if you guys like the Wheel better, Slice of History, Minsky's, or have other take. And you can comment after you tweet that. It's tweeted on the OfftheBlvd page as well as our own Twitters, yes.
All right, and that's it for today. We'll be back after the commercial.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Fighting a massive invasion. Around the world. Total devastation.
We have to protect them. Promise me.
I promise. Kansas. Rated PG-13. Be the first to see it Thursday night.
So, this week, A Quiet Place.
Yes, this week was a good week because it did my favorite genre. I love horror movies.
I didn't think it was bad.
No, it's actually one of the best genres ever.
But we'll get into that later. So first off, the cast.
Yes, so we got John Krasinski.
And then we have Emily Blunt. John is known for being on The Office in previous times.
Yes.
And his role within A Quiet Place, I believe he was a very good pick for that.
Yes. I think that it was really cute, first of all, that they're in real life like husband and wife. And so in the movie, they're playing husband and wife.
Yeah.
And so I've seen a couple of interviews where they're talking about it, and they're actually like talking about how it was really real for them because it was kind of protecting their own family and doing all these things like they do on a day-to-day basis, but you know, with like a monster involved.
Yeah. So the plot of it. So what it is there's a family of 4 that's basically just trying to stay alive. But the thing is, apparently like a good chunk, so it's kind of post-apocalyptic, a good chunk of the population has been wiped out.
Yes.
Because some extraterrestrial of some sort, they're blind, so they hunt by sound.
Exactly.
And anyone who makes a sound gets killed, essentially.
Exactly. Which is why in the trailer, you know, you see the guy be quiet, you know, which is why we did our little be quiet thing because we don't want to get killed.
I will say, the movie theater was incredibly quiet except from people crunching on popcorn.
Exactly. So quiet. So quiet. I was in the theater actually, and I was like huddled up next to my friend because I went with my best friend, and it was, you know, it was an experience.
I was gonna say it was pretty quiet overall, but like the person I was going with, they were busy jumping around, and I'm just like, I personally think I might be a little desensitized to horror because the whole time I was like, this is. I wasn't jumping in at all, and I thought it was predictable, but.
Yeah.
But so during the movie, the wife, she's pregnant. That causes problem because when she goes into labor, that causes sound.
That is so crazy to me because the entire movie, I was like, why? First of all, why would you decide to have a baby?
Which is obviously going to be loud.
Right. If it was me, Matthew, if it was me, that baby would not have, I couldn't have had a baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not until those monsters were.
She had 0 medicine. She didn't have anything. She was just giving birth.
And no one in the government at all had no idea how to combat these monsters.
Exactly.
Although I think there might have been a peak at the end of people finding stuff out. It's flat out like none of humanity had learned how to like fight it.
And they're like one of the last families in existence.
Say, you could
really
see like spotted out families, but it was basically there was no one.
Exactly.
It was just the way they took this monster in this movie. It was so abstract, and you didn't know much. It left a lot open to interpretation, and it worked well with the audiences, I believe.
I think that it was a really unique movie in the fact that they had to, like, all of the cast, except for the little girl, she had to, like, she was already hard of hearing.
Yeah.
But everyone else had to learn sign language for the movie, right? Which is crazy to me because, like, that really shows, like, the dedication of these actors.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't ever think of a movie, like a scary movie about, like...
Because it was completely silent.
It was completely silent, but it was still, like, scary.
Yeah.
Which I was, like, trying to figure out how they were going to do that, but they worked it out really well throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So, also, it's pretty high rated since it's been out, actually.
I was gonna say, I know it took me like 4 or 5 days to find a ticket because it's just flat out so many people were going to see it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was honestly that hyped up, but
I
got to
didn't
the
either.
theaters and we couldn't find tickets, so I'm like, maybe it is.
Yeah, like there's such a big hype around the movie, and there's so many like interviews that are going on with the actors. There's so many like promotional things. Snapchat is taking over like the whole Quiet Place thing. Like
It was impressive to see in the movies how like in tune everyone was to the movie. Because like normally during movies, there's gonna be talking throughout a movie, but it was so silent because it's like you as an audience member, if you were watching that and you made a sound, you were nervous a monster was gonna come and attack you.
Exactly.
So it was interesting to just see how insanely quiet it was in the actual theaters, minus again people eating food.
Yeah. So did you like it? Did you like the movie?
I liked the movie and I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
And it wasn't near as scary as I thought it would be. But again, that's just maybe that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And, like horror just in general just really isn't my thing.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought that, like I said before, I thought it was like
great. Let's just,
a little hard to like get into.
Wheels, pedals,
But
handlebar, brakes.
you know, like initially, I was just like, okay, I don't know about all this. And then when it started to
As the
happen, I
spring
was just like,
semester
okay, well, this is good stuff.
If you had to rate the scariness on a scale, kind of like, I don't know, say like a scarometer, where would it be somewhere between like 1 and 10?
I'd say like a good 6.5, 7.
I was gonna say, even though I wasn't scared a good chunk of the time, I'd still say around a 3.5 or a 4, but that's just my personal take.
Yeah.
So it's still good, and if you want to go to a horror movie where, say you're taking someone and you want them to kind of jump into you, it'll probably work.
Right. You know, if you're trying to create a trap, you know, just hop into the lap.
Just make sure not to make a sound.
Yeah. Don't make it.
But next week, we're gonna be reviewing The Isle of Dogs.
The Isle of Dogs, which is a claymation.
It's stop motion type movie,
Claymation
and it's
stop
by
motion.
Wes Anderson.
Yes. Yes.
I know the general premise is just kind of like all the dogs get exiled and then stuff unfolds from there. I saw it last night. It's going to be really interesting. I think you guys are going to like the review coming next week.
Yes, and so we are very excited to see you all next week. Come back and you'll be in for another show.
See ya.
Bye.
Off the Boulevard, I'm Corey Lewis Minkoff.
I'm Jake Cole Kaufman.
And today we're going to be talking about them facts. Jake, starting up. Let's talk about the Royals. We got an upcoming game again with Los Angeles. I want to know your thoughts.
Okay, well, as we all know, this Royals team is not the Royals team of 2014, 2015. They've lost a lot of players. If you even just look through the lineup, there's only a couple players that really stand out, and some of those players are even injured. So we're 3-8 on the season, not looking too good. But I'm most excited for this series is Ohtani, the pitcher/designated hitter from Japan. It's very early in the season, but he has been showing great numbers. He's got 2.08 ERA, and he's batting .346 on the season. Last night he had a triple and had 3 RBIs.
They lost last night 1-7.
Yes.
It was a very rough game. But I mean, a lot of the games have been rough so far. They're 3-7 so far this season. And again, I mean, it is really early on, but I agree with you that it is not the same roster that it was last year. I mean, they have a lot of work to put in, but I don't know if coaching itself is going to be able to make up for the lack of real raw talent that they have, that they don't have on the team. Do you have any way of turning around this season right now, or?
No, this team will only win anywhere from 60 to 70 games. This is not a good baseball team.
Is that an official prediction?
That's my official prediction.
Give me a real number. Let's do that.
Okay, if you want to give me a real number, I would say this team wins around 68, 69 games.
All right, we're going to come back to that later in the season. But I do think, I think that this is just the way that baseball is supposed to go most of the time. I mean, your talent comes in and talent comes out. And it really is all just about a money game and who they can afford to get, and they just didn't.
And with the Royals being a small market team.
Yeah, they just don't have the same options.
Hey, that's why we got lucky. The Royals had their they had their window. All their players were hitting stride at the right time, and they were able to capitalize it and be World Series champions in 2015.
In a few years, hopefully, we'll be able to do that again. But speaking of money, we have a little scandal closer to home. KU basketball is allegedly being investigated by the FBI, or not KU basketball specifically itself, but Adidas, for allegedly recruiting players with cash rewards. There was an alleged payment to $40,000 to the father of a recruit who ultimately went to North Carolina State, and then there was one for $90,000 to the mother of a recruit who did sign to Kansas in 2016. So that was either Marcus Garrett or Billy Preston. What implications does this have for the team, though?
Really, the way I look at this, I think KU's going to be okay in the long run. Like you said, possibly Billy Preston, he's not even on the team anymore. With next season coming up, with all our players already become eligible, we got the Lawson twins, we got Charlie Moore, and potentially Romeo Langford, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I really don't think that these allegations are going to come to hurt the school and the program. I don't think they're going to have any wins taken away. This doesn't look bad on Bill Self by any means, because it's like all with Adidas. He has nothing to do with this. And like I said, I really think that all of this will be resolved, and by next season, we can just look forward to the great season that's going to happen.
But I mean, I do agree with you that I think like they said in their official press release that they're a victim in the federal indictment, that it doesn't suggest any wrongdoing by the university. But I mean, I think that really, I wouldn't maybe go so far to say that the university is a victim, because I'm not really sure how they're suffering from getting good players to come to their teams, but I think that, it's a bigger problem than just KU, obviously. I mean, this has happened that more than a dozen schools in the last year, I think. The FBI was allegedly investigating Alabama, Duke, Kentucky, LSU, Maryland, all with the same type of scandals. And it's really more of a systemic problem, I think, with Adidas than it is with these schools. How it can be resolved, I'm not sure, though. But
luckily, though, Romeo Langford was asked if these scandals would have an altercation influence on coming to KU or not, and he did say it would not.
Yes, and that's our next topic, actually, is whether he's going to sign with KU. He is allegedly going to make his choice April 30th. So
yeah, Langford will be choosing between KU, Vanderbilt, and Indiana. He is from the Indiana area, so according to the crystal ball projections, he is most likely going to go to Indiana. But with now the absence of LeGerald Vick and Malik Newman, I think that it could potentially sway his decision towards coming to KU. Although he is from Indiana, and a lot of these top recruits like to stay close to home some of the times. Bill Self, you can never count Bill Self out. He has pulled rabbits out of the hat before. You can, like Andrew Wiggins, prime example. So I will never count KU out of Romeo Langford's decision.
If I were him, I wouldn't see any reason to choose another school besides KU at this point, because like we said earlier, he has more potential to go farther in his first year, with Malik and LeGerald both being gone for next season. But even more than that, even if they were on the team, I think that what Bill has proven, regardless of the talent that he's able to recruit, is that he's proven this year especially that he really can turn any team into a near championship team.
Yeah.
And he's just done it time and again.
I think for 14 straight years.
Yeah, and so I think that if I'm a recruit, I would look at that and I would say, do I want to go to a school where I'm not sure what my potential is going to be, or do I want to go to a school where I can be positive that I'm going to have a successful career regardless of what players may be recruited or not recruited, or what my chemistry is with my teammates. Like, Bill himself is really able to cultivate those relationships that I think are able to push the team ahead. So, but we won't know until April 30th. Hopefully we can hope for KU.
Hopefully.
I see Indiana as more of a competition than Vanderbilt.
If he comes to KU, though, KU is already projected to be one of the top team in the nation, but with the addition of Romeo Langford, this team will already be very dangerous, but with the addition, almost near unstoppable, in my opinion.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But Jake, I don't have anything else to add. You got anything else?
Go Royals. Hopefully we get a win tonight. Ohtani is pitching Sunday. Will be very exciting to see. And that's all I got.
All right. Well, Jake, I'm Corey Lewis Minkoff.
I'm Jacob Cole Kaufman.
And them's the facts.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
As the spring semester comes to an end, students are making their living arrangements for next year. I thought I would show you around Downs Hall, the brand new residence hall here on campus. So when you first walk into Downs, you see the dining hall. It's brand new. We have an ice cream machine in there, which is really good, and they're always playing music, and now they make quesadillas, which is a great plus. So here we're gonna go to the south side. It's a little convenience store here. It's my favorite way to contribute to the freshman 15. They have lots of snacks, as you can see. Great snacks. They got a smoothie machine over here. So as we keep going, we have our mailboxes. We have our front desk with our front desk workers. They're always doing great and getting our packages for us. Each floor has a common area with a TV. As you can see, a lot of people hanging out here. Really popular place to be. Then next we have computers, and it comes with a printer. So here we get free printing, which is really nice. We also have some study rooms, so you can always find a quiet, nice place to study and do all your homework. We have a really big conference room that no one uses because none of us are CEOs, so. And then also on the first floor of the building, we have a pool table, you got a ping pong table. We also have a kitchen right next to it. So this is our kitchen. There's an oven, there's a microwave. This place is great. A great addition to Downs Hall. Oh, great. Someone left us their leftovers. Wonder what that could have been. I'm here with Gabby. She just moved to Downs recently. Last semester she lived in Oliver, which is one of the oldest dorms. So what are the differences you see between the two?
It's definitely more new here, and I'm scared to touch everything because I feel like I'm just gonna break it all. In Oliver, everything's already old and crappy, so you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I've also found that it's a lot more exciting in Oliver. Like just today, one of her friends, he got his septum pierced with a safety pin in the lobby.
In the lobby of Oliver?
In the lobby of like the 7th floor of Oliver, yeah. So, and that's a normal thing. That's just what happens. And that doesn't happen here at all.
What's your favorite part about living here at Downs?
Okay, I gotta say, having my own bathroom. That sounds very like first world problem, but that's a big deal for me. You know, go to the bathroom in peace by myself.
So what's your favorite part about living here?
Being so close to Allen Fieldhouse.
True. We love basketball in this dorm. Go B-ball.
Hi Emma, how's your experience at Downs?
I love it. My roommates are great.
That's all we get? Great.
Oh! Yeah, this is Liv, one of my roommates. She does my dishes for me because I don't like to.
AKA Mom, AKA Cinderella. Oh. No big deal.
This is Kirsten. She informs us of Disney facts.
Yes, she does.
So what's your favorite part about working here?
I've met a lot of people that I wouldn't normally meet.
Yeah.
By working here and living here.
This is my friend Ty. She lives on the floor above me. So Ty, what's your favorite thing about living here at Downs?
I like living in Downs just because like all my friends live here and it's so nice compared to like Ellsworth.
Are you shading Ellsworth?
I mean, just a little bit.
So I'm just asking people, what's your favorite thing about living here at Downs?
It's a really good atmosphere, a lot of friendly people, a lot of friendly faces. I'm an RA here, so I love it here.
Oh, yeah?
I got a lot of good residents, so I can't complain.
Downs has the best dorm food out of all the dorms. Very
yeah.
It's cool to be the first people living here. Yeah. You know, it's a weird feeling, but I kind of like it. It's like, I was the first person to live here,
Yeah. Thanks for watching another episode of Emma in the Halls. Tune into Off the Boulevard next Friday to watch me talk to some more residents.
Welcome back, I'm Madison and I'm here with your weather today. So today's an interesting day for sure. Outside right now, it's pretty windy because we have a severe weather risk as we move into this evening. And because of this severe weather risk, we have a cold front moving in. And that's going to cause temperatures to drop as we move into the weekend, causing temperatures to be a bit cooler as we move into next week. So right now, outside it's 72, partly cloudy, and it's going to continue to be cloudy as we move through the day. The winds are between 20 and 25 miles an hour. Now that is pretty intense on average. We could even see gusts up to 45 miles an hour today. So you're going to want to keep an eye out on the weather as we move through this evening because we're going to see our chance of storms increase as we move later on into today. So right now, like I said, 72 degrees, we're still warming. As we get into this afternoon, we're going to continue to see strong winds, temperatures up to 76. And then by this evening, that's when we're going to see the greatest chance of thunderstorms. And then as we move into tonight, because that front is coming through, we're going to see our temperatures continue to drop off. So here is our severe weather outlook for today. If you are further west in Kansas, we're going to see that you're going to see the storms coming through much earlier, so they're going to be less severe. Now, where we are in Lawrence, we're going to see the storms coming through anywhere from like 7 to 10. And there's only going to be a few. They're going to be spotty thunderstorms, but there is potential for rotation and therefore tornadoes. So as you're out and about this evening, make sure you're keeping an eye on the weather and make sure you have somewhere safe you can go if there is a warning issued. And as we move into the rest of the week, our weather is going to get a little bit nicer. Saturday, we're going to continue to see clouds, highs in the 40s, which is going to be really different from what we've seen this week. But as we move back into the rest of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to see temperatures 50s into the 70s, sunny again, hopefully a lot nicer. And then as we move into the rest of the week, Thursday and Friday, we're going to see temperatures into 60s, and it's just going to be a nice end of the week. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back after the break.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back to Off the Boulevard. We had a great show. What are you going to do this weekend?
Well, there's going to be a lot of sorority formals this weekend, but I'm not too sure about fraternity formals.
Still not up for fraternity formals. Well, have fun at your formal. I'm just going to be doing some fun cruise stuff. It's going to be kind of raining this weekend,
Yeah.
so kind of gross, but not as great as 70 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what sorority formal are you going to?
Well, this is off
Have a great weekend, guys. We'll be back next week.